and might even give y'all advice out there for any artists out there who's listening for advice. Or people that are trying to start their own record label or their own radio station themselves. Anything of that nature. So how you been, man? What's up, man? Let everybody know.
I'm good, man. I mean, I'm here every week, every show. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy that y'all guys wanted to do something on me. Yeah. And I'm actually one of the radio hosts myself, so I just want to give a big shout out to 109.1 and Real Independent Media Group for even wanting to do a segment on me.
Right. Because it's very important that we do it, man. Because you be on the radio all the time. Not all the time, but like on Tuesday and Thursdays, and we talk about certain things.
Mm-hmm.
About what you do outside the radio station. I think people need to clarify and let people know, how's really, how you really doing it, man, when it comes to the other ventures.
Right.
And about your career as a recording artist and as a businessman. So we're gonna get into this right now, man. So first of all, man, how was it for you growing up?
Drastic. It was hard, though. It was hard being like one of the black sheep of the family. Actually, the black sheep of the family. And for those of you who don't know, that's like being the one that's always in the trouble. That's always the blame. So I grew up always the blame of stuff. It's times that I didn't do anything, but I still got in trouble for it. So I mean, for me growing up, things were rough. I could say when I turned in my teens, things were still rough. But I think that basketball was the thing that kind of brought me out of the things that I was going through. It blocked out everything that I was going through, me playing basketball and doing things like that. So I think that was it. Playing basketball was the thing that blocked all that other stuff that I was going through as a young kid, wanting to have attention from certain people and not being able to get that certain attention, and my father in and out of my life like that. So I just feel like it was rough for me, man, coming up.
Yeah, man. That's deep. That's deep. How was your grades in school, man? How was your grades, man? Let everybody know.
In school, my grades were always good, though. My grades were always good. It was just, I guess, my behavior, So, but I always had good grades. I've always had over 80 average in school. And in college, I even held B's. I held B's as well. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, school was great for me. I played ball. I actually played ball for public school, junior high school, and I played for St. Francis College, here in Brooklyn, New York, for a year.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. What did you want to be when you was growing up, man? Like let people know, man. Like
growing up, I wanted to be different, many different things. I grew up playing instruments, the drums and the bass guitar and things like that. But I wanted to be a whole lot of different things, man. I wanted to be a police officer. I changed my mind on that. I wanted to be a scientist, So those, and I also wanted to be a forensics or CSI. So I mean, it's a lot of things I want to do as growing up. But I think when you're a kid, it's a lot of things that pop in your head that you say, oh, I want to do that, or I want to do this, but you really don't know what you really want to do until you become a young adult and finally decide that, this is what I want to do.
No, you're right about that. I could definitely vouch for that because, when I was growing up, I wanted to go into the military and pursue in the Air Force. And because the fact is, my father and my grandfather and my great grandfather all went to the military, in the Army. So I was trying to do, I want to do the same thing until the Middle East thing happened. With the first George W. Bush, with the H.W. Bush, and I just didn't like his, his tactics.
Right.
Which later on, when his son took over, it proved me right. So I understand what you're talking about when he says about growing up. You do change over time of what you want to do. And one was the Air Force, but yeah, definitely. Why didn't you become what you wanted to become? But I think I answered that question already. But go ahead.
No, not really. I didn't become the things that I wanted to become because I also wanted to be an NBA player. I wanted to play in the NBA as well. And growing up, I was a hell of a basketball player. Especially in high school, I was in the newspaper plenty of times. I was on TV plenty of times. But I got caught up into the wrong crowd. So that's why I couldn't really pursue, the dreams that I had as a young age. At a young age, I couldn't really pursue those things. I wanted to be the scientist. I wanted to be the police officer, or the NBA player. I wanted to be those things. I wanted to at the last thing I wanted to be was an NBA player, and I really wanted to be that. I was so good in high school. I was so good in college, but I got caught up with the wrong people, doing the wrong things, which led me to be locked up at the age 18. So I lost out on those scholarships and those things that I had because of it. I regret it, but at the time, but I don't regret it. And the reason why I regret it is because I feel like I probably would have been, further than where I'm at now. But the reason why I don't regret it is because I'm happy with where I'm at now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about as far as business and music and things like that.
Exactly. Yeah, man. What major decisions have you had to make over the years?
Drastic. A lot of decisions I made over the years is it wasn't for me to be selfish. It was always for me to be to provide and to provide for my family, and the people around me. If you grew up where I grew up, which is the reason why I named my label Side Block Generals Entertainment, is because I grew up on sort of like a side block, like a side dead end block. But not to get off subject, the sacrifices I made for reasons. I know growing up and when I was hanging out with them wrong crowds, I was selling drugs and doing a lot of different things that I wasn't really supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? And I fell in love at that time too, around that area of me doing those things. And I was very much in love, drastic, like truthfully, like very, 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 very much in love with this girl until we had a daughter together. But at that time, I was still doing those things. She knew what I was doing. And I'm not down to her, saying that, oh, she should have said, she should have said, oh, stop. Oh, you shouldn't be doing that or this, that. And I'm not down to her for nothing because I don't have a reason to down her for anything. But I was doing what I was doing. When she met me, I was doing that. That's what I was doing. And we had a little girl. And I was still doing what I was doing after we had, my little girl, but I really didn't want to do it anymore. And sometimes when you say to yourself, you say, when you hear that voice in your head to say you need to stop right now, you just need to follow that advice. And I didn't follow that advice. And I wound up getting locked up. And the judge gave me 3 years. I did 2.5 out of those 3 years. 2.5 years out of those 3 years. And when I came home, I went looking for, my family, my daughter's mother and my daughter, because drastic, they was the only ones who kept me sane in there those 2 years. Not having no commissary, not being able to call out to anybody, and not trying to mess with anybody in there, or ask somebody, hey, cause you got a phone call, you think you can let me get a phone call off your commissary, or you think I couldn't do those things. You understand? There was a lot that I couldn't do, and I went through a lot of psychological problems when I was in there. You know what I'm saying? Being behind those bars and having to stare at 4 walls for 2.5 years. But I made a lot of sacrifices. I feel like it was my fault in a way, and it is my fault. I can't even say in a way because it is my fault. You know what I'm saying? But here it is 12 to 13 years later, and my family is still mad at me about that. And not just about that, about other things. But I can say to you this, that I made those sacrifices, and I'm still making sacrifices trying to go legal now. I made a lot of sacrifices in 13 years. Trying to start many different businesses. Trying to leave something if I'm gone, which takes a lot of money to do these things. And I got a lot of people mad at me because of it. But I'm doing it for a reason, because if anything happened to me now, everything is left to them. You understand what I'm saying? Well, that's something that they don't know. That's just something that I know. But there's a lot of things I never got a chance to explain or never got a chance to say, but it's cool. I'm all right with that drastic. Mentally, emotionally, it hurts that I can't express certain things or say certain things, or I never had a chance. But mentally, I'm okay with it, because I know it's never gonna happen. So I made a lot of sacrifices in this 13 years, not just in my life, but in other people's lives too. Like my kids, like me getting locked up for doing dumb shit, being young and doing dumb shit and doing illegal shit. But I also made sacrifices by doing legal shit, by starting businesses and running businesses and taking my money to put it there and put it there and put it in and taking my time and my energy. And I'm always in front of my computer, and I'm always working, and I'm always, looking for different ways to make, things grow. That it kind of blocked me from seeing what was around me. But I was doing it for a reason. You know what I'm saying? I had one thing on my mind, and that's to make sure that I don't work a 9 to 5 the rest of my life. You understand what I'm saying? The rest of my life. And when I die, my kids have nothing. My family have nothing. You understand what I'm saying? Because I could work 20 years, and my family would just see a $400 or $500 pension or retirement or 401k or something that's left there. That, you understand what I'm saying? And I can't do that. I see something bigger, So, and that's the reason why I sacrificed at that time to from away from my family and my kids and certain things. I see my kids. I'm not a deadbeat. Trust me. I see my kids. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, I take that time to try and build. I'm doing this for them. I was doing it for them. It's already there. The companies are built now, and it's there. Everything is together as far as the companies. So I'm just, speaking on past tense. But I made those sacrifices so that later on down the line, if something was to happen to me, at least I could say that I did this. I ran these businesses, and these businesses are worth, this XYZ amount, and it belongs to, whoever I left to have. You know what I'm saying? And they won't have to ever worry about anything again. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things I did over the years. A lot of paperwork I got. There's paperwork here now, right in front of us. There's a lot of things I did. I did it for, and I'm doing it for. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't know. I just made a lot of sacrifices. I'm happy with my sacrifices, and I believe that maybe later on in the future people will see why I made those sacrifices. But I'm happy with where I'm at right now, and I feel as an adult, at a young age, you always have dreams, and I don't want to get and say, well, I never pursued those dreams that things that I love to do, or the dream that I had, So I say, let me pursue my dream. And my dream is not to be like a recording artist. My dream is to be a business owner and to leave something to my family. But being a business owner is something that I love, And I don't, like I said, I don't want to get old and say I never tried, or